Hello, welcome to Lynn's Corner, where you get your motivational and inspirational tea. Today, I want to talk about healing. The topic will be healing, and I'm going to go over a few things that I've learned on my healing journey. And the first thing that I want to discuss is that healing is continuous, it's ongoing. It's not something that you can say, oh yeah, I'm healed, I'm fine. Because usually just when we think we're healed from something, that same thing will pop its head back up again. We'll have some type of trigger. And then that's when we know whether or not we're really healed from that particular situation or not, from that thing or not, from that person or not. But just because we get healed from a situation, thing, or person doesn't mean that we don't still have healing left to do. And I think that happens a lot of times in our healing journey, where we think we know what the biggest issue is that we need to work on and get healing from. And so once that area is healed, we then say, okay, I'm fine now. But there's always something that we have going on internally that we can work on. Always. And if you sit and if you're quiet with yourself, God, Spirit, Universe, Source, Infinite Intelligence, whatever your higher being is, will show you the things that you need to work on. And you'll be shown through a situation, through people, through a job. You'll be shown. And if you're not open enough, if you're not ready to receive, if you're not willing to look in the mirror, if you're not willing to accept that you do have things about you that need to be I don't even want to say worked on. If you do have areas that need to be, let's say, dealt with to lead you to your highest good, then you're not going to be able to see what's being brought to you. A lot of times we let ego get in the way. We let ego get in the way. Oh, I don't have an issue with that. Oh, that's not my issue. Oh, I'm okay. Oh, I dealt with that years ago, so I'm fine now. I don't even have to worry about that. Yeah, I healed from that. But healing, like I said in the beginning, is continuous. It's always something that we can do to get us to our highest good, to our greatest potential. Always. But we have to make sure that we're not letting ego get in the way. And I think when we have situations or childhood traumas, oftentimes when we have childhood traumas, we develop coping mechanisms to deal with those things. And a lot of times, those coping mechanisms are wrapped up in ego. A lot of times the coping mechanisms are wrapped up in ego. And ego is what stops us from being able to heal those certain areas of ourselves. Ego plays a very big part in keeping us from being able to progress and move forward. Because once we work on certain areas of ourselves, once certain areas of ourselves are healed, then we're able to help other people. We're able to see the same thing in maybe our friends or maybe someone that's younger, that's coming up, and we can share and we can help them because we've gone through the same thing. Not just gone through the same thing, but gone through the same thing and healed from it. But ego and pride is another thing that gets in the way. We got ego and pride. They both get in the way. But if we pull back those layers, look in the mirror, accept what it is we see, dig deep in those childhood traumas, go to therapy if you need to go to therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy, in my opinion. But you also got to do some soul work. In addition to that therapy, you have got to work on that soul. You've got to go back to that little boy or that little girl. Go back and heal that child that didn't get their needs met, that had those traumas. Some people will tell you, oh, don't go back. Just keep moving forward. Going back is detrimental. It doesn't help you. But for many people, going back, looking and being honest with yourself. We have got to be honest with ourselves on the healing journey. You cannot heal if you are not honest with yourself. Going back, looking at that little girl or that little boy, writing down the things that that little girl or little boy needed that he or she did not get. Whatever it was that you needed as a child that you did not get, write those things down. Write those things down, each and every one of them. Each and every one of those things. And then you need to tackle each one of those things that you have written down. If you felt like you didn't get love, you need to work on loving yourself. You didn't get security. The more you love yourself, the more secure you will feel. And you need to understand that you're protected at all times. Whatever's on that list, tackle those items one by one. Like I said, therapy is good, but you have got to start working on that soul. You got to do the soul work of healing. Healing is continuous. Healing changes. Healing looks different in different phases of our lives. Healing is painful. It's another thing. People don't talk about that. Healing is painful. Healing can be painful. Going back and looking and writing down those things that you did not get as a child, that you needed, not that you wanted, but that you needed, that can be painful. There's a lot of crying that goes along with true healing. But we got to do it if we want to be our best selves, if we want to work to our greatest good and our highest potential, if we want to be loving parents, if we want to be loving friends, loving partners, loving co-workers, if we want to be somebody that people want to be around, we got to work on our soul healing. Got to work on it. We got to work on it. It's continuous. We got to check our ego. We got to check our pride. We got to look back at the things that we thought that we needed that we didn't get. We got to write those things down. And we got to deal with those items one by one. Tackle them. Tackle them in therapy. Tackle them through prayer. Each item, deal with it and understand that when you heal one area, something else is going to come up. God is going to show you, God, universe, source, whatever you call your higher being, they're going to show you another area. So you always want to be open to learn. You always want to be open to heal. And you always want to be open to be a better person, to be a better you. Always. Leave some comments below. Let me know what are some things that you have done to heal. Thanks for listening. See you soon.